whatever. Who's winning now? Like, trying to hold, like, all my feelings in. Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys that don't know, my name is Brenda, and in today's video, for today's video, I didn't know what I was going to do for the longest time, and then I thought to myself, I have been in so many non-serious relationships that have ended in the funniest ways possible that I would share some with you guys today. So if you guys are interested in hearing about how horrible my love life is, just go ahead and keep on watching. So this first story will be about my first boyfriend, and we will call him Raphael. So Raphael and I had 6th grade English together, and we also had math together. So we had math 4th period, I want to say, and then we had like English at the end of the day together. And so one day in English class, I don't remember what we were doing, but we were doing something where our entire class could like move around. We didn't have to sit in our seats. And it was like me, Raphael, and then like some other kids in the class that were just like working on the project together. And at the end of class, he looks at me and he's like,
"Hey Brenda, I just wanted to let you know that I've really liked you for quite some time, and I was just wondering, do you want to be my girlfriend?"
Now, like, 6th grade Brenda was awkward. I was shy. I could barely say hi to people. I had friends, but it was so hard for me to be social. I hated it. And so when he told me this, I was just sitting there like, I don't know what to say. Because I was in 6th grade. Like, I wasn't really thinking about boyfriends and like things like that. So when he like came up to me, and this is the first guy that ever like noticed me like that, I guess. So I was kind of shocked too. I was like, well, damn. And I was just so nervous, and like I just thought of the very first thing that could come out of my mouth, and I was just like, yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow before math. And then the bell rang, thank goodness, and I ran out of there to catch my bus because I didn't know what to do. So fast forward to the next day. Now, mind you, we had math together first, and then it was like a class, and then we had English together. And so during math class, I got there late because I was like, I'm not trying to run into him so I give him an answer. Like, I was trying to avoid it at all costs because obviously that's what 6th graders do. We avoid our problems. And so at the end of math class, I was like, okay, let me try to take a long time to pack up my stuff so he leaves, and then I can just slip out of class, you know, and then go to my next class. Nope, I walk out of class, like, and it was like pretty late. It was maybe like 4 minutes after the bell rang, and I was like, okay, he's not out there. Like, there's no way I'm walking out all confidently, and he's right there outside the door. And he's like, hey Brenda, so do you have an answer for me? And I didn't want to go out with him, obviously, because first of all, I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend then, and my parents would kill me. But I don't know, I guess I just didn't like him like that, and I didn't want to be mean either. And so, because I couldn't speak up for myself, like I couldn't actually say what I wanted to say. So when he asked me that, I was just like, yes, and ran off to my next class. I remember it so perfectly because that shit was so embarrassing. Like, I just said yes and bolted. He was probably sitting there like, okay, like, why did she just run off like a fucking weirdo? I don't know. And so I think I had like PE next, so I went to PE, and then English rolls around, and he's sitting there. He saved me a seat to sit next to him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what did I get myself into? And so class goes by. I really don't remember like how class went or anything, and I'm pretty sure he tried to walk me to my bus, but I probably made up some excuse. So when I got home, I texted my best friend at the time. We will call her Lucy. So I texted Lucy and I was like, hey, Raphael asked me to be his girlfriend, and I said yes, but I don't want to date him, and I don't know how to tell him that, so will you break up with him for me? Like y'all remember, like when you were in middle school or like elementary school and you dated someone and you like had someone else break up with them for you, like that's what I did. Not proud, but I don't know. I don't know. It's how I handled the situation, and I guess you live and you learn. So she ended up texting him and was like, hey Raphael, like this is Lucy, Brenda's best friend. I'm sorry, but she doesn't want to date you anymore, so she's breaking up with you. Like I just wanted to let you know, something like that. And looking back on it now, like I wish I would have just been honest to begin with and just told him straight up like, no, I don't want to date you. But at the same time, I wish I would have at least had the balls to tell him like, we need to break up, but whatever. So for my next story, this one is just so funny to me, like thinking back on it. Like all of these are really funny to me, but this one specifically because I was so heartbroken by this. Like I was so upset that this happened to me. So there was this guy that I had a crush on, and we will call this guy Michael. So I had the biggest crush on Michael, and it was around Valentine's Day. So I was like, you know what, like I think I'm gonna ask Michael to be my Valentine. Like I really want one this year, and he's so cute. Like I think I'm just gonna ask him. And okay, this happened my sophomore year of high school. So I'm sitting there like thinking of what I'm gonna say to get him to be my Valentine. Like that's what I wanted, was him to be my Valentine. And so I'm texting him, I'm like, yeah, like I think I want a Valentine this year. I'm like, I don't know who though, that kind of thing. Try to like hint and like see like, oh, you interested or not. And the next day after school, I decided to just ask him. I was like, you know what, like the worst that he could say is no, and whatever, like let's just go for it. So after school I find him and I just walk up to him. I'm like, hey Michael, I was just wondering if you wanted to be my Valentine. And he was like,
Yeah, Brenda, of course I'd be your Valentine.
He like gave me a hug, and like inside I'm like but like on the outside I'm like, yeah. And so I get home, I remember like I was so happy. I was sitting there like, yes, Michael's my Valentine. Like I was so proud of myself because I actually like asked him. I had a crush on him forever. Like he is my Valentine. So like back in the day, I log into Facebook as soon as I get home and I see I have a little relationship request, and I'm like, a relationship request, and I like click on it and it's like, Michael has requested to be in a relationship with you, or whatever it is it said, and I died. He didn't even officially ask me to be his girlfriend. Like that was his way of asking me. So like looking back at it now, I feel real stupid, but in the moment, y'all, I was like hyperventilating and shit, like, oh my, Michael wants me to be his girlfriend. Like I was so excited. And so obviously I could accept on the hoe real quick, and it's Michael is in a relationship with Brenda Palacios, and I was just in there like I was staring at it for the longest time. I was so excited. And so I think I asked him to be my Valentine like 2 or 3 days before Valentine's Day. So Valentine's Day rolls around and I had gone to the store. I went to Walmart. I bought him one of those little like teddy bears that they have for Valentine's Day that had like the little heart on it that said like be mine or something like that. And I got him that with some candy and like some other like minuscule things. I was in high school, like I was broke. I wasn't trying to go all out, especially for Michael. So, here I am going to school, excited as fuck, looking all cute. Oh, Michael's my Valentine. I got him this cute ass Be Mine bear, even though he's already mine. I was thrilled. Okay, so I show up like holding all this stuff ready to give it to Michael, and he didn't didn't even get me anything. And like, gifts aren't everything, but your girl was trying to have some candy to chew on throughout the day, and I didn't even get that. Like, my friends got me though, they got me some candy, but I wanted some from Michael. So Valentine's was good, whatever. We ended up dating for like a week or two. 2 weeks go by after Valentine's Day, we're still dating, and he completely just stops talking to me, completely ghosts me, like won't return my text. I don't see him throughout the day anymore. Like, he used to like walk me to class and like wait for me after school so we could like walk to our buses, but none of that anymore. So yeah, he completely ghosts me, and I'm sitting here like, I didn't even, what? Like, confused as fuck as to why he's ghosting me. I remember like it happened on a Friday where he ghosted me, and so that entire weekend we didn't talk. Like, he didn't text me, and I'm not the type of person to like sit there blowing up your phone for you to reply to me. Like, if you don't want to talk to me, that's on you, boo, not me. So we didn't talk all weekend, and then that Monday, all throughout the day, he was like avoiding me. So I was like, okay, obviously something's up. Like, I felt like he was gonna break up with me, obviously, but I just didn't want to admit it to myself because I was finally dating like my big crush, you know? And so I get a text like towards the end of the day, and it's like, hey Brenda, can you meet up with me after school, like around the buses? Like, we need to talk. Obviously nobody wants to get that message, but what am I gonna do? Like, there's nobody now. So after school I go down there and I'm like, hey, like, what's up? It's been a couple days since I've talked to you. He was like, well, yeah.
Brenda, I just wanted to let you know you're amazing, but I just don't think this is gonna work out.
And as soon as he said that, I was like, well, I knew where this was going. He's like,
But I really hope you understand and that we can be friends. Like, just because this didn't work out doesn't mean that we can't be friends.
and I'm just sitting there like,
Yeah, we can be friends.
and he's like,
Okay, awesome. Like, I'm so glad you understand. I didn't know if you would understand. Like, thanks, pal.
he gives me a hug and like just leaves, and I'm like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. I turn around and I'm just walking to my bus, like trying to like compose myself, because one thing about me is that I am very dramatic and very emotional, and I cry about everything. So this, like, obviously I was just waiting for the tears to come flowing, so I'm just walking trying to at least make it to my bus before I start crying, because it was after school, like everyone was going to their buses, like I just got broken up with, like I'm not trying to like cry in front of everybody. And so as I'm walking to my bus, my friend that we will call Luke, my friend Luke sees me walking. I guess I looked like upset. I wasn't crying yet, but he comes up to me, he's like, hey Brenda, like, what's up? I just look at him and I just start crying. I can't even say anything, I'm just crying. He's like, whoa, like, are you okay? What's wrong? Just crying, like, I just got broken up with, like, it's fine, I'm fine. Obviously I was not fine. He was like, oh man, like, it's okay Brenda, like, you're so pretty, like, you can get any guy you want, like, you'll be fine, you know, trying to like cheer me up. But like, obviously I was upset, like, I just got broken up with. And so fast forward like a week after I got broken up with, okay, I go to school one morning, and like, this was before like first period, so the bells hadn't rung or anything. I'm just walking to wherever it was I hung out before school then, and I'm walking and I see this girl. Now this girl we will name Lisa. I had heard that like Lisa had eyes for Michael, and that she was like trying to talk to him, or that he wanted to talk to her, something like that. So like, I knew who she was, but she got nothing on me. So I see her walking, and I see her holding a bear, and I'm like, obviously curious as fuck, who gave you that bear? Like, was it Michael? But at the same time I was like, I don't know, like, it could be anybody. So I look at this bear, and as I look at this bear, like, it just looks so familiar, and I'm like, why does this bear look so familiar? I look a little closer, and that bear is looking real familiar real quick, because it is the exact same bear that I gave Michael on Valentine's Day. How did I know it was the exact same bear? Because I had kept the price tag on. Like, y'all know, like, I don't have one with me, but like, y'all know when you have like stuffed animals and they have that little like plastic hook on it and it has the little price tag on it. Okay, I had kept that on there. I don't know why, but I didn't take it off, right? So this fool didn't even bother to take that off of the bear, but he made sure to rip off the Be Mine heart. So I was sitting there like, okay, I see you. Not gonna lie, like, I was pretty salty that he gave her that bear like only a couple weeks after we broke up, but I was more mad that I bought that bear. Don't just give it to some other girl, like at least throw it away or something. Like, don't be a cheap ass and rip off the heart and just give it to some other girl. Because I didn't realize how long it would take for me to say these 2 little stories, but that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up or just go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And also go ahead and make sure you subscribe. It would mean the world to me. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.